So I finished my annual physical, go to the doctor, and I'm going to tell you now, I take more pills. I've got 4 different pills for things, and I'll just go ahead and tell you because I don't have any secrets. I have a pill because I have borderline high blood pressure. It's the smallest blood pressure pill you take. And I asked my doctor, and I really don't have high blood pressure, but it's right at the edge of what could be high. And so he said, we want to be sure it doesn't get worse. Okay. And then I take the lowest cholesterol pill of some kind. And he said, your cholesterol is not really too high, but it's right on the edge of being too much. And so we want to kind of get a handle on it. Well, okay. And then I take some kind of pill for diabetes, but I'm not diabetic. I'm pre-diabetic, and if I don't watch it, I will end up being diabetic eventually. So this will help get a handle on it so it doesn't get there. Wow. And then I take some kind of heart thing because apparently I've got a congenital heart thing that on EKGs looks horrible. We discovered it when I was 50 and I hadn't had a heart problem yet. But I do admit every time I have an EKG, someone that doesn't know the history comes running in and says, you've had a heart attack, and I haven't. So I take something that's supposed to help that so I don't really have a heart attack. Now, you're thinking one of 2 things at this point. Either, man, you're really not very healthy, or you're thinking you don't really understand what's going on with you medically. But let me tell you, I finally asked Dr. Chad. I said, man, Chad, why am I taking all these? And he said, you've got a lot of stuff that at your age, if we don't get a handle on it, is going to give you problems. And he said, you're active and you're healthy and you want to go hard for a long, long time. And so we're just doing some things to kind of make sure that it doesn't get bad. I got to thinking what a great spiritual lesson that is. You ever known people that have spiritual emergencies? And they say, man, I really messed up. I've got to do better. I've got to hang out with better people. I've got to hang out with some Christian people who will influence me. And they decide that, boy, they've got to get with better people. Or they use prayer like a 911 call. Oh, man, I really messed up. God, get me out of this. God, protect me. God, help me, and I'll do better next time. Or they say, man, I'm going to start reading my Bible. In fact, over the next 6 weeks, you're going to hear a lot of people resolve to read their Bible. Well, here's the thing I'm thinking about with prayer and worship and hanging out with Christians and reading your Bible. It may be a little bit like my pills. If we'd start doing it now, maybe it would keep us from getting into the emergency kind of thing. It'd keep us from having to grab a whole bunch of things when we're already in trouble. Maybe if we read our Bible every day, just a chapter a day. Maybe if we made it a point to find one time every day to pray and to thank God for things He's done and ask Him for what we need and just talk to Him. Maybe if we really committed to worship, not just once a week, but maybe listen to praise music more and maybe do those maybe to hang out with Christian people a little more. Yes, doing fun things, but maybe occasionally just saying, man, how are you on the journey? And man, I wanted to talk through and thank you for spiritual preventative medicine. So I take all those pills because you know what? Dr. Chad's right. If I'll do those, maybe that'll head off a whole lot of problems. And if we'll do our spiritual preventative medicine, it'll not only make us better, but it'll head off a whole lot of problems.